Well, hello, everyone. Hopefully we have a number of you joining us out there in virtual land. We have people in person here in Yellowknife. We are excited to learn more about CS First. While we're here on this slide, take a look at the link on that page. Those of you here in this room, take a picture of that up on that screen, the cc.page/Yellowknife CS First, and you'll see it over in the chat now as well, those of you guys virtually. We have Kaz in the background being our moderator. He is watching that Q&A, so if you have any questions, post them in there. Questions here live, you can just ask us. So with that, my name is Michelle Armstrong. I'm one of the co-founders of the Cobblestone Collective. We are a professional development provider teaching teachers about all things technology, and in particular today is all about CS First. We are a Google for Education partner, a PD provider, and in particular, we work directly with Google Canada and this lady who you see on the screen here, Sandy Curry. She's a STEM CS Computer Science Outreach Programming Manager for Google Canada. It is because of her vision to spread coding across our country that we're able to make these sessions possible. So there we are, Sandy Curry. We also have the CS First team down in the States, Karen Parker supporting us in our CS First work. And you know what? Even if they weren't supporting us financially, I love CS First. We'd be doing it anyway. But it's also great to have it funded. So we're going to first take a look at what is CS First. We're going to actually make you do some coding yourselves. We are going to look at an unbelievable series of free lessons for you and your students. And then hopefully we'll have some time to peek into the brand new CS First format. But first of all, if you have questions, post them in the chat. But I am going to ask you a question first. What is CS First? Do you know what CS First is? Let us know in the chat. Have you used CS First before? Yes or no? I'm going to poll our audience here. Not use CS First. Never use CS First. Okay, here's question number 2. Have you used Scratch coding before? So Scratch coding, no. Never use Scratch? Okay. Excellent. Oh, thank you, Marie, for being here. So you have used CS First. So you're one of our experts out there. Those of you joining us, if even if you're watching the recording, it makes me the most excited if you've never heard of CS First or Scratch before, because it's an unbelievable resource. So life is about to change. Yay, we have Lindsay's here as well. Looks like you're a pro as well. Even if you do know CS First and you have coded in Scratch, stick around because there's a whole bunch of resources for you at the end. Okay, well, what is CS First? I'm going to take us to a new tab, in fact. I'm going to dive us right into CS First, and we're going to explore it together. So let me stop sharing this. Let's dive right here into CS First with Google.com. So csfirst.withgoogle.com. Do you know what? If you just Google it, CS First, you're going to find it. I'm going to show it to you here. We are going to share my screen, and let's go to this one. So csfirst.withgoogle.com should get you to this page here. Ultimately, CS First is a whole series of tutorial videos. It is activities, it's lesson ideas, along with videos featuring Googlers that teach your students how to code. So let's just take a quick little look through. Those of you in the chat virtually, if you're having any troubles getting to any of these links, let us know. But hopefully you are here. Gives you all sorts of information, no experience needed, and then it gives you a sneak peek at some of the activities that you can use for coding. Take note, storytelling, language arts teachers, there are 10 hours of activities where you can be coding and doing language arts. Game design. What students don't want to create their own video game? CS First shows you exactly how. But this is just a sneak peek. What I want you all to do this with me now, go up to the top and you will see there's a link, curriculum. Click on curriculum. So CS First, hands-on lessons with instructional videos, and this is now all of them. So this, getting started with CS First, is a brand new lesson. Hopefully we'll get a chance at the end to take a peek at that. But here are all of the existing CS First lessons. So characterization. Take a note up here. These are our 1 hour lessons. So if you just want to tippy toe into coding, you can tippy toe in language arts, learning about characterization. Maybe in social studies, doing interactive presentations. Here we go into some more language arts 1 hour activities. Then we've got a few more here. Another favorite one, create your own Google logo is kind of fun. We go down, we go down, we go down. And these ones down near the bottom, multi-day units. So like I say, up to 10 hours worth of coding activities for your students. There they are. So you kind of get the idea. Well, let's just dive into one just for fun. Let's go back up to creating our own Google logo. We're not actually going to be coding our Google logo today, but I want to show you this because it's a great example of how Scratch for CS First differs from regular Scratch. Okay, jump in to where it says create your own Google logo. Click View. When you are here, as an educator, the first thing you want to look at, okay, what's this lesson all about? Oh, seems easy enough. We're going to create our Google logo. But wait, there's more. Click on the Examples tab. So every single CS First lesson has examples of exactly what your students might create. So let's take a look at those. Well, those are kind of fun. And we can even play those programs. So those are all coded examples of what you can create with this activity. But here's where the magic is. Click on Materials. Once you get to Materials, you have a Getting Started guide. Brand new to this? No problem. We can get you started there. But your lesson plans. So click on your lesson plans. Inside that lesson plan is going to look something just like this. It's a Google Doc. Every CS First activity comes with a lesson plan. It's going to tell you the coding concepts you're going to learn. It's going to tell you exactly what you're going to be doing. But here's the best part. It shows you all of the answers. So when we're coding in Scratch, if you're not familiar with Scratch, it's block-based coding. You put these blocks together and it codes super cool stuff. Your lesson plan is going to give you those solutions. So when your student says, I don't know how to change the color. Oh, I know how to do that. I'm an expert. Where's my lesson plan? But it's all there for you. So lesson plan, coding concepts you're going to learn all inside your those materials inside the CS First activity. So I'm just going to go back to that main page. Let's dive in and see, well, what's inside CS First? What are these activities anyway? So this is where, go ahead and just press start. And we're going to take a sneak peek inside CS First. This is creating our own Google logo. Every CS First activity comes with videos that tell you exactly what to do. I'm not going to play this one. I don't think I have audio on it anyway. But if you scroll through this, you basically have a Googler telling you exactly what you need to do. And the very end, they tell you what's your next steps. All of these videos, we can change our playback speed. We can read it from the transcripts. But basically, this very first video is saying, yo, look over to the right. There's a starter project. Open it up. See what happens. So when we go to that starter project, go ahead and click on that now for me. This takes you to Scratch for CS First. So if you're familiar with Scratch, well, you know exactly, this is basically exactly what you see in Scratch. For those of us here who've never seen Scratch before, it's blocks that let us code super easy. So we're going to just go ahead and continue without signing in. And the cool thing about this starter project that they've just given us, we have the Google letters in the Google colors and the Google fonts. And these are all sprites down at the bottom that we can code. So we are not going to dive into this coding project, but I am going to dive you into a different coding project. So a couple things you're going to want to know. Whenever you're coding, you just drag the blocks over. Click and drag. Don't worry, those videos are going to tell you exactly what blocks to click and drag. But we're clicking and dragging blocks, sticking them together, and then running our code, and it's amazing. So that is the interface. So the Scratch for CS First interface. Back to our videos. So we watch video one. Video one is telling us, oh, go watch more videos to customize your logo. Well, if we scroll down, there's everything that we can do in that program. We can change the color of our letters. We can make it say something. We can switch the costume, so make our letters look different. But every one of these videos, so I'll just click into one super quick. We watch the video. Once we get to the end, there's exactly what the students need to do to make their letter G change colors. All the instructions are there. The magic for us as educators, we no longer have to be the expert. Oh, teacher, I don't know how to change the color. Oh, well, let's watch this video. It should all be in there. So it really helps release us from, that feeling like, we have to know this. We can learn alongside our students. So in a nutshell, CS First, videos that tell our students exactly what to do, a CS First template for Scratch that starts with sprites already there, and then just videos that kids can just keep going and coding at their own pace. There is also a teacher dashboard I'm going to show you where students can code right inside your teacher dashboard, and you can jump in and you can see your students' work while they're working on it. So we're going to jump into the teacher dashboard in a little bit. But before we do that, do we have any questions? So let us know in the chat if you have questions, those watching us live, those out here. That was a quick thrown at you kind of idea of what you're getting with CS First. Any questions? It's all good? All good so far. So far, so good over here. Looks like we're so far, so good in the chat. What I want you to note, everything that we just talked about is in that slide deck that we shared at the very beginning. So we went through, we talked about what is CS First. We showed you it's this interface with videos. We found how to find CS First. Told you there's a whole bunch of lessons in there. Now, we're going to dive in as students. And I want you to experience CS First as a student, where I'm then going to be able to see your work, and then we'll be able to show you that teacher dashboard afterwards. So you didn't probably think that you were going to be having to be a student and actually having to work, but the pressure is now on. So this time we're going to log you in as a student. Obviously, once we get rolling with CS First and really understand it, you're going to go in as a teacher. But for today, let's just pretend we're going to just create an anonymous username and password so that we can play along. So you should be at the CS First main page. You should see log in. You should see I'm a student. Let's just see who's playing along here. You're playing along? Kaz, are you playing along? I think I'm going to make you play along too. Putting our moderator to work. So you're at the CS First main page. You are logging in as a student. You are signing in with a CS First account. So when you do start your teacher account, if you've got a Google account, boom, you can sign in with Google. Your students can sign in with Google. It attaches to Google Classroom. It's awesome. But for today, let's just be random CS First users. So you're going to sign in with CS First. It is going to ask you for a class code, and there is the class code on the screen for you. W25TD7. And then the next step is going to be, wait a second, I don't have a login yet. If you scroll down to the bottom of that box in tiny little letters, it says create an account. So this is where you're going to create your own student CS First account. And I love that it says, wait, are you sure? Like, did your teacher tell you to do this? Yes, I understand. And then this next spot, you should see, it makes you check off. Yes, I wrote down my username and password. I promise I won't forget it. All right. So far, so good. When you have your username and password, those of you out there virtually, let us know in the chat when you are ready to start coding. Those of you in this room, I put pressure on you. You got your username. Oh, look at this. They're like, oh yeah, we're pros now. So you should now see CS First Party. You've got 2 activities that your teacher, has assigned to you. Well, today, we're just going to jump into animate a name. All right, in the chat, great to see those that are ready. So today, go ahead and click on animate a name. This is very similar to that Google logo activity we just showed you. But instead of coding the Google logo, you get to code your name. So Kaz, you have a nice short name, so that's going to make your code nice and short. Those of you with longer names. But once you click in animate a name, you're then just going to click start. And then once you click start, you are going to meet Olga. Olga is lovely. When you're doing this with a classroom of students, you will probably want your kiddos to have headphones, or you can just turn on mute and read those transcripts as well. So just keep that in mind. But check out what Olga has to say. Basically, Olga is telling you the importance of computer science. And then in the end, your job, click that start a project. And then once you're inside Scratch for CS First, take a look at those add-ons. I want you to watch at least 2 videos and code at least 2 of your sprites minimum. We're going to only give you about maybe 10 minutes to see how far you can get. But by setting our students free, Go ahead, watch videos, learn to code on your own. It's fascinating to see how well they can do. So that goes to all of you guys. You've clicked on the starter project. You're signed in with CS First, so it's saving automatically. Watch a couple add-ons, do some super cool coding. I'm going to come around and help those of you here in person. Those of you out there virtually, let us know in the chat if you need any support. I'm going to leave you to coding. Ready, set, go. We only have 15 seconds left. The group here is like, no. And that is time. All right, students. So what I'm seeing here in the room is students know the time is up. Students are still working. Even if it's recess time, we hear students saying, no, I don't want to go to recess. I want to keep coding. Hopefully, that's what will happen in your classes when you're doing this with them. But students, I mean it this time. Stop. Hands off your computers. Eyes up on the screen. What I'm going to show you next, I want to show you the teacher dashboard. We will have more time later to play, but what I want to show is just how much you can learn in just 10 minutes of CS First. Imagine being able to have a full class worth. So we are going to ask for a few very brave students to show their work. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. So again, just a reminder, all of this information is in that slide deck. When I sign into my CS First, I'm signing in as a teacher. So instead of saying students, I sign in as a teacher. And when I sign in as a teacher, I'm using my Google account. So it's all connected to my Google account, which is great. If I had a Google Classroom, I could have created my class with my Google Classroom. But here are all of my classes. CS First Party. Oh, there's a whole bunch of units. I have a co-teacher that teaches in here with me. So they added a bunch of extras since I've seen it last, but that's okay. I have the animate a name project. That's what you guys are working on. And I can see all of my students inside my dashboard. So I have a different dashboard than you guys have on the student side. As a teacher, whoops, that's what I already did. Down here in your class, you've got the link to your people. So that's you guys, that's the students. So you were all given an anonymous 3-digit username and a 4-letter password, nice and easy. You'll see in my dashboard, I have some students that I have given them names, but then you notice I have a whole bunch of no names. The very first time students log in with those anonymous usernames and passwords, Google doesn't want to collect any student data. So Google just leaves it at no name. So the first thing you have to do as a teacher is name those students so you can keep track. So this is where I ask for my trusty volunteers. May I ask Kaz to be a trusting volunteer? What number is your username? What's your 3-digit username? 835. So Kaz is going to be a trusty volunteer. I can see Kaz is online right now. You'll notice that there's that green circle beside Kaz's name. He's working right now. And we see students working late at night on their projects so we can tell they're online. So I am going to name this Kaz. I'm going to press the check mark. And now if I want to go in and see Kaz's work, I can, which I will in a moment. Tammy, would you like to play along? 519. So Tammy is 519. We are looking for more volunteers out there. So those of you in the virtual world, if you would like to volunteer for us to see your work, let us know your username in the chat. So this one was Tammy. And waiting. Oh, yay, Lindsay, thank you. So Lindsay in the chat is 256. So the first time you do this, definitely there are different ways students can submit their usernames to you. You don't have to do this if they're using their Google accounts or if they're connected to your Google Classroom. It's only when we have anonymous usernames and passwords that this step is one we have to do. So Lindsay, thank you very much. Well, Lindsay, seeing as we've got you as an active participant out there in virtual land, we're going to go take a look at your work first. So we click on Lindsay, and okay, maybe Lindsay's done this before. Maybe Lindsay's just real quick. We can go into Lindsay's work. We now have a copy of Lindsay's program exactly when I clicked on it. So right now, Lindsay, you might be working on this. We're not seeing any of your edits live, but at least we can see what you had and we can play this. It looks like when we click sprites for Lindsay, dun, dun, dun. And so pretty darn great for 10 minutes of work. Lindsay, superstar, love it. Well, let's go check out who's next. Let's go Tammy. So we've got Tammy and Kaz here in this room. Neither has coded in Scratch or Scratch for CS First. Lindsay, I think you've already used Scratch, I think, but if not, let us know in the chat. But we know Kaz and Tammy are brand new. So let's go to Tammy and let's check out what you got. Brand new to CS First, brand new to Scratch, and super intimidated, she says. But you did amazing in 10 minutes. And so there we go. We got it. Did you get all of your letters done?
Yeah.
Nicely done. We got over here. We didn't get our event trigger yet. Oh, darn. No wonder. There we go. There's Tammy. Fabulous. While I have Tammy's program up here, Tammy went in and individually coded each of the sprites. I told her there is actually an easier way, but I wanted her to just see what she could learn on her own in 10 minutes. But now I'm going to tell her the secret trick. If we want to copy and paste our code, and especially when we have huge amounts of code, we just right click. Oh, I'm lying to you. We can't right click on it. We click on our code and Control C. If you're on a Chromebook or a PC, it's Control C for copy. And then you just go to any other sprite and go Control V. Boom. We can copy and paste our code between sprites. So Control C copy, Control V paste, lets you easily get your code between sprites. Okay, Kaz, here we go. We're going to see what you came up with. And then I'm going to show you a whole bunch more resources, you guys, and we'll have much more time to explore and play. So here's Kaz. Look at this. All right, Kaz, we go into your project. And, okay, when the sprite is clicked, so we got different colors there. Ooh, look at this. Wait a second. Nice job, Kaz. Very cool. Nicely done. And then what does our Z do? Oh, the green flag. Of course. Nice job. This isn't my full name. What's your full name? Casimir. Look it. Learning something new. Fabulous. Okay. With that, that's a super quick overview of what is CS First, what power is on the teacher dashboard. I want to hear those of you out there virtually, any questions? You guys here, any comments, questions? No. Phew. One thing Tammy did mention earlier, teaching grade 3s with this work for grade 3s. And in fact, it's designed for grade 4 and up, but we're absolutely seeing grade 3s doing this as well. So hopefully you'll be able to test that out. Okay, so we went through the teacher dashboard. Clicking, if you are in my slide deck and if you click on this link or look at the speaker notes, we have a full teacher's guide. Here's how you get CS First set up. So depending if you want to connect it to Google or if you want those anonymous usernames and passwords, all the info is there for you. So we're not going to take time and set up your teacher dashboard today just because there's so many different ways it could get set up. But if you want any help with it at all, let us know. help@cobblestonecollective.ca. Now, this is all fairly brand new. CS First, the activities inside CS First have been aligned to, do I have a picture of all of them? Oh, there's the link. So if we go to this link that you see on that page, we have the alignment. Ontario grades 4 through 8, language arts, math, science and technology, and the arts. Grade 9, science and math, Ontario. Then we have a super cool, just the coding terms that are in the math curriculum, a super cool document that explains all of those. We've aligned this, one of the larger activities, to Quebec's curriculum. Very recently, we have just aligned this to British Columbia curriculum, Alberta curriculum, Manitoba curriculum, and Nova Scotia curriculum. So that is, oh, fabulous. Thanks. Kaz put the link, the direct link, into the chat. That takes you directly to Google's CS First page, where you have all of this curricular alignment. So coding is not just for coding class anymore. We can do coding in math and science and language arts and social studies and so on and so on and so on. This is where we're going to move away from CS First and tell you what we're doing with Google beyond CS First, using CS First. Everything I'm about to tell you now, it is a 30-minute presentation that we've done, so it's going to come at you fast and furious. But if you want the slow explanation of everything I'm going to say in the next 5 minutes, there's a video there. Excuse me. Goodness. There's a video of an information session we did with Google that tells you about this super huge program that we're running, where your students and you can learn alongside Canadian Googlers. So we're going to go through the quick, fast version of it. My goodness. Every Tuesday, I think every single Tuesday since September 2022, we get together with a bunch of Googlers and we live stream. So just like you guys watching this now, we're live streaming, but we're live streaming to students. As you can appreciate, if you're watching this live stream right now, you know there's a Q&A chat. I don't think Tammy wants her grade 3s like chatting back and forth in YouTube Live, so we don't turn that on. But we can still communicate with those kiddos. We give them a link to a Google form. So we send that form, we tell them open up the form, and they listen to our broadcast and they're able to answer our questions. So we ask just one simple question, what's your name? And then we tell them, listen to the broadcast because we're going to be asking you questions. So on our side, we see those Google form responses. We'll ask them, hey, students, let us know, how are you feeling? And we'll be able to see, oh, Tammy is here. Yay, Tammy, that's great that you're doing well today. But we are able to be there with students live, protecting all student identity, because there's just their information and first names coming into the chat. And that's how we communicate with them. If you want to take a look at a whole bunch of co-taught lessons that we've been doing since September, just in CS First, we do co-taught lessons on all topics. But if you want to look at the co-taught lessons from the fall series, you've got getting started with CS First. That's a super easy, low lift, no logging in. Then we go into language arts. We're telling a story. We're actually doing a setting with CS First. So we're doing language arts. Then we go into science. We do habitats and food chains with CS First. Then, oh my gosh, grade 7 and 9. This is the recording from September. We're doing this exact lesson again this Tuesday. So Tuesday in right after Family Day, if you get Family Day. But this week, we have 3 Googlers joining us. It's going to be me, and we're teaching you about the periodic table and designing elements with electrons and neutrons and all those cool things inside Scratch for CS First. So join us live on Tuesday, or there's the recording for you. It's there. And then we go into music and sound. We even have a French version of it. These are links to our previously recorded content. We'll show you the link on how you can join us live, but that's what that's all about. So there's that next co-taught lesson. There's how you can register for any of our CS First live lessons. So that's the link there. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, you know what? You can't join us live. You have the recording. You can watch that at any point. And these poor kiddos, some teachers don't tell them it's not live. So we're still getting responses in the forum like a week later. Give me a shout out, say my name. But it's still a lot of fun, even if it's not live. And then you sign up for one of our co-taught lessons. We give you 5 lessons that are asynchronous that you can do on your own. So this package that you're signing up for, not only is it a co-taught lesson live with Googlers, it is this cobblestone crate, everything you need in one box, that has additional lessons on that topic that you can just play asynchronously in your class. That's what a crate looks like. They're super fun. It's just a hyperlinkable Google Slides file, in fact. When we do our live co-taught lesson with the Googlers, it's typically activity 1 that we're just doing together with you. So then you have 2, 3, 4, and 5 all on your own. We also have a full lesson plan there for you too that shows you exactly the video lengths, what you're expected to learn inside each of the videos. And then there's that teacher guide I talked about. It's there as well if you need help getting set up with CS First. And that's basically what I just explained. It's also in French. For those of you that teach French, this is just an example of our French crate. And of course, we're here to help. This slide here in my slide deck, we went through and did a teacher PD session for every single one of those lesson topics. We go through what's in each lesson, how to get set up on CS First. So if you are interested in any of those lessons and you want the teacher PD recording, that's what this page will take you to. I've talked about this teacher guide too many times. You already know. And then we're here to help with the Cobblestone Collective. We are on Twitter, and Google Canada as well is on Twitter. Just let them give them some of the CS First love so they know that you like what's going on. With that, we've got a couple more minutes where we can take a sneak peek at the new CS First format. But before I do, questions out there, virtual, or any questions here? We're all good. Lots of information. The new CS First format, if you get a chance to check it out, we don't have time to dive in today, but the Welcome to CS First is an example of the new format. This new format kind of looks the same, but the cool thing, I don't think I have screenshots of it. Let me dive into it super, super quick. And it is worth it. So this is the Getting Started lesson. If you do click on it through your student dashboard, you'll see it there too. But when I start this class, same sort of idea, but whoa, it didn't switch tabs. It kept me in the same tab. And instead of taking us over to videos in another tab, all of the instructions are right there inside the CS First dashboard. So when we're talking about grade 2s and grade 3s being able to do this now, no more navigating multiple tabs. It's all there for them. So this is helping us get this to younger kiddos. But wait, there's more. When we start the lesson, It tells us, here's all of your steps, and I can play.
Before you start programming,
I can play all of these instructions so students that can't read are able to follow along. When we go step by step, it's telling me where to click. Oh, so it's walking me through here. But then when we get into coding, so we can minimize the instructions. So it's helping me just navigate this. And it's wanting me, okay, do that. And then I wonder if it's going to let me go ahead. Oh, good. Once we get coding, it's also going to be telling me how to grab those blocks as well. So with that, this is the instruction part of it. Let me get into on the right. So move a few blocks. Let me just go through. I haven't done this one. So it stays overlaid. So as I'm moving the blocks, I can still keep this here, but I've been taught how to minimize it. But with that, that's the new CS for First format. Makes it super accessible for our younger kiddos. And we will go back to this. And that's a super crash course for CS First and all of the offerings that are out there. With that, comments, complaints, concerns, need to take a breather. Those of you out there virtually, thank you for joining. Those of you that have stumbled upon this for the recording, thank you as well for being here. And we, hope that you'll take part in our CS First series with Google. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, that's all free. So super cool. Hopefully you check it out. Thanks so much for being here, and hopefully see you in another workshop soon. Take care.